Hello everyone, welcome back to Too Much Fricks. This is Kyle, and today is a quick look at the Avengers Thanos mech set 76141, and this is all that the set consists of. So it's going to be a fairly quick review, and without further ado, I do want to say subscribe, drop a like if you haven't, and let's get into this set review. So I've just given you a little bit of a 360 of the whole thing. And I think we're going to start off with the Thanos minifigure himself, and then we're going to move on to the mech or exosuit itself. So I think that the Thanos mech or exosuit looks really good. I think that this minifigure really doesn't, especially with that helmet. I just think they could have done a much better job, or maybe even a new helmet. I just really don't like the look of the helmet, but I'll get into more of that in a minute. Taking the helmet itself off, the face is pretty good, to be honest. I think that they got the chin right, obviously just giving him red eyes to represent his evilness, and then just a purple head all around. And in comparison to the Mighty Micros, you could see that this Thanos is a little bit more serious because this isn't a Mighty Micros Thanos, but obviously they got the purple much better on this one, and he has both golden hands, some leg printing, and much better torso printing, and just some regular, dark blue arms. Same goes for on the back, much better printing than this other one, and obviously the helmet isn't printed on like the Mighty Micros, but taking Mighty Micros out of the way and putting him in the center. Getting to the helmet, overall I think the figure is pretty good. The only thing is I just think they could have done better with the helmet itself. I would have liked to seen a new helmet, just because it really doesn't look like a helmet Thanos has. I get why they used it. It's the closest thing to kind of what he had recolored in gold from the old believe Lord of the Rings sets. But aside from that, there's really not much else to say about this figure. He doesn't come with a mini gauntlet like the Mighty Micros thing had, which I'm kind of disappointed about. Even though the mech itself does have it, I kind of would have loved to see another one of those, just because I think they're really cool. But without further ado, let's move on to the mech itself. Alright everyone, here is the mech itself, and to minifigure scale, it is pretty big. I mean, I was surprised to actually see this, like, in real life, because I didn't expect it to be this big, at least compared to a minifigure, because I can almost cover the whole thing, like, with my hand in the back of it. Its width isn't too amazing, but I mean the length on the top, from the foot to the top, is pretty good, and I've left out the minifigure, but I'll show you that in a minute. Overall, they have all these, or this particular one, this chest plate was printed, but I believe the sticker up there, and then you have some stickers on the legs where stickers, yeah, that you had to apply. And then you have the nice big hand over here, also using some golden fingers. I'm happy about that, because I do like to get those golden figures for fingers, sorry about that, I said figures, but I do like to get those for mocks, so I appreciate that they gave him a a size proportional hand compared to the size of the gauntlet that we'll get to in a minute. Nothing too special about the legs. I'll get to posability in a minute. Again, you got the beefy shoulders that do look pretty good. Again, they're just rotated a different way. Nothing too special from the back. And then they do give you just one of those mech kind of opening chest plate things, recolored in gold. So I'll take this off. So we've seen this many times before. Off the top of my head, these are actually used in the Wakandan mindset as one of the carts thing. So this is what I mean. This is taken from the Rhino Wakanda set from Black Panther, so you can see that's where this is reused. And so I think that that was a good choice. I do love the look of it recolored in gold, and then they're just pressing on this Nexo Knight shield again with the print on it. So it overall looks pretty good. It does have the ability to, rotate, not all the way down, but just enough to get your minifigure in there. And now finally moving on to the gauntlet. It does have all the stones in the order according to the movie, not comic order, but you can arrange them in the comic book order, which would have yellow, blue, purple, orange right there. So as you can see, the Soul Stone and the Space Stone are in the right place, and then over here they would have red and green, if you wanted to do that in comic version. But aside from that, it is just really huge. I mean, just that alone compared to the Thanos minifigure is really huge. I like the look of it. I just think it's a little oversized compared to his other hand, but I think it does look good. Now getting into posability, you do have a good wide range of posability on this because they are just on their ball joints there, so you can rotate this a full 360. You do have a little bit of up and down, in and out posability in the shoulder joint there, as well as in this one. Whoops, that one just came out a little bit. Try to snap that back on. There we go. So the posability is good, as I said, right here, and then you have some in the gauntlet hand itself, so you can pose that, as well as the fingers and the very tips of the fingers, so you can get some crazy poses out of that. I don't know what happened there. It kind of does look like maybe after he snapped, you can kind of mangle the gauntlet up a little bit, which is kind of cool, just to your imagination. So something like that, maybe after he snapped, it gets all, you know, mangled up. But pretty cool. I do love all the posability and just how the fingers look on the gauntlet. So that's what it looks like. Whoops. This one, it's kind of convenient that it fell off, because this does happen a lot, this particular segment, just because of what it's placed on. So you do want to be careful of that. Because as you can see, it's not on as tight as the other ones because it's on a separate segment. But overall, the gauntlet, I think, does look really great. Posability is the exact same on this side with all the fingers, as well as they're all on ball joints there. And then you can actually rotate the whole thing from side to side, but not a 360, just because you have that little connection point that is blocking it when it hits into the legs. And then leg posability is really good, aside from the foot, because that does break off if you're not too careful. You do get a little bit of ankle posability, you know, enough there, and then in the knee, and then in the very top of the legs, so you can get it into some pretty cool poses. You can make a fist out of this one, like that, and then you can raise the gauntlet to the top, kind of like what he looks like on the box, like that. And yeah, so let me just move the gauntlet into camera view. And I also do have the figure, and to install it is very quick. You just open it up and put him in there, close it up, and there's no like mech head that comes down over him. It's just his head is the size of it. And again, to minifigure scale, pretty cool. And yeah, so that really completes it for our look at the Thanos mech. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you found this review helpful. Leave down in the comment section down below if you will. And this is my look at the Marvel Avengers Thanos mech set 76141. A very cool set that I would rate probably the mech itself, I'd probably rate a 10 out of 10. I mean, I don't really see any flaws with it. I think it looks great. And the figure, I'd probably rate maybe a 7, just because of that helmet. I think the torso and the printing and the head looks overall pretty great. So leave down in the comment section down below, as always, what you thought. Stay tuned for some more videos coming up. And remember, you can never have too much bricks. And I'll see you in the next video. Keep building.